Hey everybody, how y'all doing tonight? Excuse me. Oh my goodness. Phone, everything going nuts. Hello, Joyful, Victor, Dorinda, Kiss Off, Guardian. Chuck. Thought I saw Benjamin. There he is. Hope everybody's having a good evening, relaxing, staying out of the drama. I'm going to drop a link. In case anyone wants to come up. I mean, I know what I'm going to talk about for the first part of this. Hey, neat puppet. Good deal, Chuck.
I don't want to come up. I just thought I'd tell you that. I'm just kidding. I'm fixing to change my name from Chuck C to something else. I'm going to name myself Dilligaff. I did it earlier for the Occam's part, but I think I'll put it as a first name. You know what it means?
No, I don't. I know I looked it up once, but I really can't remember. David, stop it.
Come on up here and talk, David.
What? Thank you for that.
Come up here and talk, David. Hold my hand. I'm scared.
Yeah, come up here, David.
That's my youngest.
And his name's Andrew or Alex?
Andrew.
Luke, I got it.
Anybody don't know what it means, look it up. I'm thinking about naming myself. How you been doing, David? Hey,
hello, David.
Hi, Dorinda.
Hello.
Kiss Off, yes, I did get your video and it was beautiful. Did you send me another one?
Oh, Eric. Hey, dude, I ain't seen you in a while.
Hey, Eric.
Hello, Eric.
It is good to see Eric.
What, it's been 5 minutes, Eric, maybe?
And everybody. Yeah, since I'm on my granddaughter's computer because I broke mine, everything's messed up. And so when I got my Proton mail, I have a password book, and stupid me, I didn't write down the Proton.
I already know what that means.
I don't think I did. Checking.
Hello, Benjamin. Hello, Vicky.
You know, snafu.
Hey, Dorinda.
Hi, Vicky.
Andrew even knew what Dilgaff meant.
Yeah, I know Dilligaff. I'm trying to think now.
You just had to tell Mom.
Do I look like I give a frick?
Yeah, I know that.
I like that hat, Dorinda.
Well, that's because my hair's pretty fucked up today. So, oh, sorry, Bonnie. My hair's really messed up today.
Oh, since you popped its cherry, we're allowed to say that word now. You know what snafu is, right?
Yep.
Situation normal, all fucked up.
Yep. That's like, how you feeling today? I'm feeling fine. Fucked up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. Got it down pat.
Well, I did write it down. So tomorrow I will look at Proton Mail and see if I have any new emails. It's not my main one, so I just haven't noticed it. Anna Marie, Black Watch, Willie V. Good to see y'all.
Hello, Anna Marie.
Am I missing anybody?
All that stuff out here. All
I don't think so. Meat puppet.
Victor, did I say hello to you? I think I did. I hope I got you all off. La la la.
La, 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 la.
You all la la.
Bring the moonshine jug.
Oh my goodness.
You walk around.
Sporadicus. Yeah.
Vicky carries a 2-liter with her to work, walks around drinking out of it.
Oh my goodness.
Told her like carrying a moonshine jug. Dorinda, would you walk through Walmart drinking out of a 2-liter?
I have.
Okay, so it's a Walmart thing then, huh?
Well,
Yeah, Melissa.
I had a 2-liter bottle. Actually, I've had like 12, maybe 15 of them. And every single one I dropped and broke. Because ours have to be clear so they can see what you're drinking. So I just said screw it, and I got a little water bottle now that, you know, I put ice in. And yeah, I know we're not supposed to do that, but yeah, I do it every day. I don't care.
You've got to be clear. What, they've never heard of vodka?
I don't know, like that. I was told when I started working they had to be clear, and everybody else has all different colors and black ones and whatever. But I still follow the rule of a clear one.
That's what you should have been a smart ass. Next time it said, say, well, that's good. My vodka's clear.
Oh, I've said that to the supervisor, to the manager of my department, and he just looked at me and goes, "Yeah, right." I says, "What? You want a drink?" And he looked at me and he goes, "Don't tempt me." I said, "Yeah, you'll be pissed off when you drink it because it's water."
Yeah.
Everybody I know that I work with, when they get off work, get them 40-ounce beer, and then they get a little hoochie light thing and smoke it. Sitting in the parking lot.
Yeah, Vicky works everybody up there when they get off work, gets drunk and stoned.
Oh, wow.
No, they get stoned at lunch, but, you know, hey. I can't work stoned, so I don't do it at lunch.
Don't get mad when you're trying to have a good time.
Ain't none of my business. They're off the clock sitting in their car.
Yeah, meat puppet, I think mezcal is kind of a yellow tinge to it, but that's basically, it's tequila, but it's not.
You can tell them it's weak tea.
Oh yeah, like I mean, you're not allowed to have coffee on the floor. We have a McDonald's right at Walmart, and everybody goes to McDonald's and gets their coffee and drinks it on the floor. Nobody gives a shit.
Yeah, overnight we're allowed to have them, you know, cups and shit on the floor, but during the day they're not allowed.
No.
Because the day shift, they just leave it everywhere.
The day shift's stupid sometimes, you know. And I work the day shift, and I know what I'm talking about. I walk in the morning, and there's 6 bottles of water, and not one of them is in a container. Ching, ka-ching, 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 all in the garbage. I don't care.
Yeah.
I have a spot for mine, and that's it. I don't care.
Oh, good God. They are so strict on us at Graveyard. About if they see a cup and they know it's ours, before we leave, that cup better not be there.
No, they're not that strict at our store because we come in the morning and there's shit everywhere.
Bam. That's like back in GM receiving. I'll go after, and I understand because it's hot back in there, and the guys doing the trucks. I'll find 1,000,001 water bottles, and I'm like you, I'm throwing them away. I'm like, I ain't getting blamed for this crap.
You get mad at them.
Yeah, Vicky being in the graveyard, they're responsible for everything that people don't do through the day, which I think is messed up. They got to do their job plus other people.
Yeah. Do you guys have top stock carts there, Dorinda?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Huh?
Say it again?
I don't know what y'all call them. We call them top stock carts. The buggies with the ladder on it that you push around.
I've never seen a buggy with a ladder.
It's not a buggy. It's like
Cart thing.
yeah, a cart. It's got a ladder on it.
I've never seen one.
Oh wow.
but I'm not there at night, so
Well, they do it during their. Well, you guys don't have 4-to-1s come in that do your top stock.
no, I've never seen anything like that.
Wow, Canada is totally different then. But
I think she works up front though too, don't you?
they still
Yeah.
have them too.
You do.
Yeah, we still.
Yeah, no,
we
I'm
have-
just a cashier, so I don't see all. Sorry, I
Yeah, they
don't
have.
pay attention to the crap that the other people do.
Yeah, see, the cashiers have to have them up front too. But during the day, they put crap all over them, and then graveyard shift have to clean them off. Because if we don't, it's our ass. We get coached for that shit. And we're like, hey, that's not our crap. Why should we be cleaning up after grown adults?
The shit was there when
Well,
your shift changed. I'd have took pictures and say it was here on my shift.
That's exactly what they say. If it's there on your shift, clean it off. I'm like, that's some bullshit.
I'd be like, I don't take care of other children. I work here for my check, do my job.
Yep.
But I'm an asshole and I'm proud of it.
Me too. Actually, I'm the B word with a capital B, so I wear that title proudly.
Yeah, like Vicky told them, that's Miss Bitch to you. Sorry, Bonnie, we're eating up your show at Walmart.
Yeah. Okay, now that y'all are done visiting.
That's the good thing about the fire, huh?
Yep. So just glancing through stuff and staying out of the news, staying out of everything, but you got to see a little news.
Thank you, Willie D.
There's a few things that are concerning that,
Yeah,
like I was
everybody.
talking about the other night, it's how we react to it. I mean, there's some things there we can't do anything about.
Yeah, if it's within your grasp, do something. If it's not, don't dwell on it, right?
Right. And but that's what um I hate to see anybody in fear. Um, you know, we could sit here all day and say what could happen. We could go out and um like I did, I had a pizza sitting on the dashboard one time. This was years and years ago. And I turned a corner and it slid, and so I was more worried about the pizza, and I bumped a car that was parked in front of their house. So, I mean, anything can happen anytime. And so we just have to learn how to breathe, live, and hold on. Just, and that comes into the faith, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, that kind of makes me think of somebody when I knew when I was growing up. Girl swerved to miss a dog that ran out in the road. She went
Yeah.
off the ditch, flipped her car, and spent 8 months in traction over it.
Oh, goodness. I, you know, our EMS director did that. He swerved to hit a deer, to not hit the deer, and um, he 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 wasn't just in traction. It in the hospital. Then he got pneumonia and everything, and he ended up passing away. But just because of trying not to hit a deer, and I did that once with the school bus. It was empty, thank goodness. And when that thing started fishtailing all over the highway because I swerved, I was like, okay, from now on, it's poor deer. He's getting plowed because I'm not going to risk. the kids or whatever I'm driving.
Ben, I'll try to stay on if y'all want me to. I just have to find some other time to do it.
Oh, Benjamin. Hey, wait a minute.
What? You don't want me to?
No,
I
no,
want
no.
you to stay live.
I want you to keep doing them. But he said it's the only place he can go. And I was like, hey, well, wait a minute.
You might be referring to used to have it over here at times.
Yes, I know.
Hello, country.
Pray for the best, prepare for the worst. Amen, Eric.
And I accept something in between, hopefully.
Yes. And because I think that um, I'm just not feeling doom and gloom. I'm just not feeling that. Because I mean, I have super antennas. Like if
What the hell?
something's coming, it's like
Jacks.
I'm not saying I'm psychic or anything. It's just sometimes it's the gut feeling. I'm just not feeling that gut feeling. I guess that's what I'm talking about.
That's because you're trying to stay positive, Bonnie.
Well, but it's not easy to stay positive all the time.
No, it isn't.
And I know this, and I don't expect anybody else to be able to do it either. It's but at the same time I know that positivity can override negativity.
Yep.
But it's I
And
mean,
it's faith over fear.
yes, absolutely. Because what good does it do if we let everything get to us? Hey, Cindy, and we go out and we carry that with us, and we're greeting these people, or probably not even greeting these people because you're like, I don't even know what you're like. The trust is gone. The the I don't know. I think it. Chuck, what did you do to your name?
Huh?
What's a dilligaff?
Didn't I tell you a minute ago what that means?
Did you?
You don't like that?
Benjamin. You do you, Chuck.
I think I confused people out there.
Hey, Pappy. Pappy, I'm glad you're here.
Hello,
Pappy, is it
Pappy.
okay if I show one of your videos? At the end of it, you say that if there's a friend who might could use this, use hearing this message to show it to them. So is it okay if I show one here on my stream? I've been wanting to get your permission.
Oh, sorry.
Uh-oh.
Hope you come back, Chuck.
Chuck, what happened? Yep, there he is. Hey, this one beeps. Did you notice that?
I didn't hear it, but I went to turn off the camera. My hand twitched as I clicked, and I clicked leave studio.
Oh, thank you, Pappy.
I don't think nobody knows who Dilligaff is.
Nope, never heard of it. It's just so much of a mind game right now, and they are trying to instill fear. And I just hate to see people walk around with that fear. It's because it just eats you up. And then when you're just closed up in the house all the time, I know we have people with disabilities, or for whatever reason, you have to find something that gives you joy, because depression, there's loneliness, there's all kinds of feelings that you could let yourself get into, and so you just have to find a way um to block that, because it's just. Thank you, Benjamin. Love you. Okay, I'm going to share this video from Pat.
Is that better?
Is what better?
Look in chat.
Okay, it hadn't popped up yet.
Yes,
Sure,
Chuck, that's awesome.
I still don't know what a dilligaf is. Look that up.
It's do I look like I give a frick?
Oh, okay.
I love you, Bonnie. I didn't know what it was either.
My husband told my son that when my son was 8 years old. All right. So Rayvon goes to school the next day, and the teacher's yattering away at him 90 miles a minute for doing this and doing that. And he looked at him and he goes, "Dilgaf!" as loud as he could say it, right?
Oh,
And the
no.
teacher looked at him and goes, "Pardon?" And he yelled it again at her. So he got sent to the office, right? But the teacher had no idea what Dilligaf meant. Okay. So he goes to the principal's office, and the principal goes, "Rayvon, why are you here again?" And he goes, "Because my teacher's a goof." Right? And the principal giggled. Okay. Says, "Okay, what did you do now?" And he goes, "The teacher was ranting on me about such and such," and he explained it all. And he goes, "And what did you say to the teacher?"
Thank you,
And he
Rocksteady.
goes, "Dilligaf!" Well, the principal started to laugh wholeheartedly, full belly laugh, the whole 9 yards, and goes, "Kid, you ain't shit for that."
Have a good
He goes,
evening,
and
Irvin.
yes, I know what that means.
Irvin, no. Probably love you. All right, I'm going to show this video. Okay, I got to mute. Hi, Kim.
Yep. Me puppet.
Hello, Rocksteady.
Hi, folks. It's Pappy Two Bears again, asking you to join me as I sit and talk with you a little bit. Out here again today in Aquania, my place of peace, in my backyard. Yes, I live in the city, so if you hear city noises, that doesn't make it any less peaceful for me. Today, I'd like to talk with you a little bit about, and perhaps even tell you a story that might have some pertinence to what's going on in your life now or perhaps what has happened in your life in the past. And I'm going to ask you a question. Which would you rather be? A mouse or an eagle? Let's find out. You know, we're put here on this earth to live a life. You know, we're spiritual beings, but we're having a material existence. And because of that, there is an awful lot of confusion many times about how we should go, where we've been, where are we going, what should we do, and things of this nature. And there are just a plethora of ideas out there and people that are willing to tell you how to do this or how to do that or show you what's worked for them. I'm going to give you another example of something that you can utilize that doesn't necessarily rely on everything that you've been told or everything you've been taught, but instead comes from the source. You know, all teachings really start from what I call the looks within place. Now, in this looks within place, this thinking place that we have inside of us, we evaluate the reasons why we are compelled to take a certain path, examine who we are right now, explore what we desire to become, and listen to the guidance given so that we can make a choice. We can then go forward on that pathway, putting it into action, and return again to the looks within place to evaluate how we've done, what was accomplished, and what needs to change, etc. This is a constant and dynamic process that builds on itself the more it's used. Now, mouse is a real good example of this. Now, mouse, little tiny mouse, explores its world and it examines everything up close. It smells it, it touches it, feels it with its little whiskers, feels it in his little hands, and he remembers it. He always remembers the path that led up to what it is that he just discovered. It returns to its home on the same path. They have their established little paths. Each time it leaves its home, it will follow that pathway to where it stopped the last time and explore it a little further into the unknown before returning again. In other words, each place that he goes, he remembers the place that he just left when he goes off exploring in a new area, and he can return to that place. Now, after doing this repeatedly, day in and day out, Mouse has learned every intimate detail of its world. In this way, Mouse is able to develop the vision of an eagle and can see its known world from a higher perspective when it looks inside of its mind. This higher vision, this higher remembering, then enables Mouse to be able to take shortcuts to its food sources, its rest areas, its safe areas, or even determine new areas to live if circumstances changes for it. In order for you to become the eagle that you may feel that you strive to be, you have to learn to do the work of Mouse in your lives. Now, Mouse has a good memory. We as human beings, some of us have good memories, some of us not so much. Standing behind my little fellow that you see in the camera is what I call my journey staff. And that journey staff is part of my memory. And like little Mouse, when I explored into areas that I went and did things or saw things or participated in things or life circumstances that changed, I placed a symbol upon that journey staff. Each of those feathers became, for me, a symbol of something that occurred. The different colored ribbons meant different things. The different types of feathers meant different things. And there on that journey staff are my memories of weddings, of births, of baptisms, of deaths, of healings, of being healed, of gifts, and even plans. Now, Little Mouse stored all of those things in its mind, so I have to give Little Mouse a lot of credit. That little brain can hold a lot more than mine seems to. Our minds get so crowded sometimes that it feels that when we get new information in, something falls out of one of our ears, and when we go to remember it, it's gone. So this is why I came up with my journey staff that I use. Now, sometimes when you feel that the happenings of the world that you live in is handing you more than you're able to handle and still remain sane, okay, you need to stop and think about what's going on. You know, getting up to go to work, taking care of children, facing a traffic jam, cramming for studies, paying the bills, having to deal with sickness and disability, grieving for a loved one who is crossed, or facing that one person that seems to always rain on your parade when you're having a really good day. You know, no wonder you feel overwhelmed at some time. But you know, the Creator knew all of these things and more were going to be part of your living experience that you'll have to face as a spiritual two-legged living in a material world. When you walk your earth walk wearing this, you're going to have to be dynamic and go with the changes that occur in part of living. That's why he placed within each of you a quiet place where you can travel in order to communicate what your needs are, ask for help, ask for guidance, or even just take that heavy weight off your shoulders and leave it there. Now, my elders taught us to go to the looks within place, this place that is within us, when we lift up our prayers to the Creator, and to enter the silence. Here we are to be attentive, listen to the whisperings, the voices that connect us to all that is out there, that guides us, that supports us, that teaches us about our place in the world and the order of all things. Remember, please, go to the looks within place often, and you'll find when you get there that you're never alone, ever. As you look upon the picture that you see in the screen of this camera, you see that there are the green growing things, and you see the stone people. You see the earth. You see the air that moves the feathers and the ribbons. You hear the barking of the dogs. All of these things are made up of matter. All of these things are made up of atoms. The one thing they all have in common is the space that is between those atoms. And that is the space where the spirit that moves in all things, that I call Tagushkashka, that spirit that goes through all things, no matter what its perceived density is, that's the common denominator that connects us all. Because Tagushkashka, the spirit in all things, travels through all of these things and resides within us, who have been given the ability to perceive it. That is what makes the looks within place such a powerful, powerful place. Your looks within place is unique unto you. There are no two alike. You cannot be prevented from going to it unless it is by your choice or by your allowance. You cannot go into another's looks within place. You will not fit there. Your look within place was created when you were created. The creator that created you feels that you are important enough to be created. You can certainly be important enough to be listened to. The looks within place, where you gather all of your life walks, earth walks, memories, and experiences, just like Mouse does, gives you the eagle eyes to look from within and see the greater picture. So don't make a choice to become mouse or eagle. Make a choice to become the eagle that sees all things like mouse, and the mouse that sees all things like eagle. I'm Pappy Two Bears. Perhaps you can find some meaning in the words that I've said. I thank you for sharing a wonderfully beautiful day, a blessed day here, and I hope that your day is blessed too. If you find that someone else perhaps could benefit from hearing this message, please share it with them. I'll come back when I can and ask that you walk along with me. Don't let me walk in front of you. I won't follow you. Let's walk side by side and talk as friends.
That was beautiful. Thank you, Pappy Two Bears.
Good job, dude. My happy place has Benny Hill running through it.
Thank you, Kiss Off. I'll check it out tomorrow, and I'll
I,
message you back.
I have all kind of weird things I think about to get me out of a bad mood or to avoid going in one. That's why I like fishing so much. The serenity of staring at the water, and I like catching fish, but I'm fine if I'm out there just staring at the water. And if everybody else is catching fish around me, I kind of get aggravated, but they usually don't happen. I'm the fish whisperer.
Oh, fishing is so relaxing. Whether you're catching anything or not, it's just the doing it. Just the
Vicky can tell you, we used to fish all the time, and my friend Ronnie, his sister, had a long pier out on the lake, and we'd go over there, and I'd get everybody set up, and I'd start fishing. As soon as I find a spot, I catch one, I move one of them over there, and then finally I get away from everybody. Once I find them a spot where I know fish are at, then I go find my own spot.
yeah. And Happy has multiple videos that are very they make you
Intuitive.
think. Yes, they make you think, and they do bring out the. I just get joy out of them. Thank you, Pappy, for letting me share that.
Good job, Pappy.
Well, I don't go fishing in a boat, so I don't have to worry about a boat.
I sold mine. Wish I wouldn't have. Vicky even said, "Wow, actually, we had this." Pappy probably remembers them from the '70s. Boston Whalers, when they had the commercial where they cut the boat in half from side to side, and the guy's still driving it around the lake, didn't sink.
What?
Yeah, the boat is foam filled. It's like the size of a bass boat, or you can get them bigger. But it showed the guy right in front of where the steering wheel part is. They cut it in half with a chainsaw and put it in the water. And even though the hole's cut in half and the front's missing off of it, it still floats.
That is weird. Huh.
It's basically showing they're unsinkable. Pappy probably remembers them. I'm surprised you don't, Bonnie.
I don't remember seeing anything like that. That's crazy.
I thought it was bullshit when people were talking about that.
Yeah, Pappy said, yeah, the unsinkables. I had one of them and then sold it. I thought I wanted one of them. What's that thing called I had, baby? The boat that I got after I sold that. Party barge. I thought I wanted that, but then when you have that, you take bunches of people and you don't get to fish.
Oh, the pontoon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everybody wants to swim and throw stuff in the water, and like, yeah, that's not a fishing boat.
No, it's not a fishing boat. And I always wanted one of those, just to be able to take the pit out and not have to come back to shore. But every time we took the boat out, a storm would come up. It just never failed. If we wanted it to rain, all I had to do was take the boat out. There's Pappy. Get him up. There we go. How are you this evening, Pappy?
Well, hello.
Hello. It's
Heidi
good
ho,
to see you.
neighbor.
Am I sounding okay, or am I a little garbled?
You're
No,
You're
fine.
good.
You're great.
Well, thank you for showing that, Bonnie. I'm honored, humbled, actually.
Yeah, I love all of your videos. They're, each one speaks something different, but it's like what I need to hear at that moment.
Well, I've always said, Bonnie, that everything is a teaching. So at least everything's taught me something.
Yeah. Hey, Carl.
Hey, man. What's up, Kelly? Surrender?
Carl,
What's going on?
Wolverines.
Wolverine!
Badgers. Happy probably appreciates that one.
Elks.
Happy left.
We
Oh,
lost
not
Pappy.
Yeah, Eric and I had one. It was a 17-footer. Had the front and back fishing seats. Plus, you could use a fish from the cockpit, and it had 2 benches on it up front where it's like kids or whatever could sit. Like a dog. Get rid of.
Well, just say hello to Hannah and kiss off. Benji.
I just wanted to say hi. My signal is in and out here tonight, so I'm going to drop back down into chat because my Wi-Fi is not that great tonight.
Oh, okay. Well, I appreciate you coming up.
Good to see you, Pappy.
Yes,
Sorry to hear
always
that,
good to
Pappy, because
see
we
you.
always love to hear your words of wisdom.
Yes.
Well, I can ramble along. My mother was the wind. We'll see ya.
Adjust those rabbit ears. Get the tinfoil out.
Bless you, Pappy.
That's a bummer.
So what are you up to, Carl? Anything exciting today?
Sitting here listening to the rain right now.
You know what? That's Chuck. Have you looked at the weather? I was shocked. I just happened to look at it today because it always is the same, and so I didn't expect anything different. But something different's coming.
We should be getting rain, huh?
Yeah, like Monday is 55% chance. The one that was Thursday disappeared. We don't have a chance Thursday. They changed their mind. But so next Tuesday, our temperatures are going to be 66 for the high and 46 for the low. But it's 90s all week before that.
It's going to start beating the crap out of our plants.
Yep. we're gonna be like all of a sudden frozen. And I know you northern people don't understand that. When it's 90s and all of a sudden you we're not used to that.
Yeah, next week it's going down in the 40s.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was cloudy most of the day today. And Vicky's like, is it raining out there? I'm like, no, it looks like it. It look like that all day. You know how it gets where cloud comes over and it gets real dark, like you think it's fixing coming down for?
Yes.
It was doing that all day long.
Same here.
Have a good night. Love you.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, Vicky. You be careful.
Have a good night, Biggie.
Yeah, Carl, did you see my new name?
Nope.
Here, I'll say Carl in chat and look.
Maybe you can figure it out.
I'm waiting. In regular or private, y'all?
Regular chat, or you want me to go to private? Let's do Strava Dilligath.
Well,
How do you say that word again, Chuck?
Dilligath for the first part. Goose
The first
Fraba.
part.
I'd say the last three are given up.
Dilligath, yeah, you know what that is.
But what does Goose Fraba mean?
It's a Eskimo meditation thing. It's to calm children, and it's also things that Eskimos say during sex or some shit to that order. But it's off of anger management that they all say it so they would get unangry. Goose Fraba. I don't know if you remember that. You ever see anger management?
Mm-hmm.
That sound right there. My mother used to do that all the time. We would be driving in the car and she would just all of a sudden, I was like,
maintain your balance. Something was pissing her off.
Yeah. And so it just surprises me that my grandmother and mother knew these things way back. And why didn't they tell me?
Or did they? You just weren't listening.
And maybe because I'm sure I asked her, what are you doing? Oh, Wimberley, Texas is beautiful, Pappy. Jacob's Well. Yep. Oh my goodness.
Ow. That'd be called scuba diving.
Yep. Well, and I can't remember if Jacob's Well is a, let me get it, is a,
You must have heard my fingers, huh?
I can't remember if it's a spring or not. Okay, blocked it. So the springs are always cold. We have Barton Creek Springs that's right outside of Austin. There's a place called Blue Hole. I don't remember that one being as cold, but yep. That's some pretty country over in there. One of these days I'm gonna have to go out and just take some little videos, do some shorts, show Texas is definitely not flat. Maybe in the West where I don't go, but it is not flat where I am.
From what I can tell, Texas has everything you want. You got forest,
Yeah.
and beach, and desert, and canyon, and what do you want? I mean, it's probably there.
Yep. We
Ooh,
have
that
to
sound-
do what?
I just saying, ooh, that sounded good. I just seen something looking through people coming on live. I'm getting alerts for people I don't watch.
Huh.
That Cowboy Kent Rollins just had one pop up, and it's 7 hours late, but chicken and dumplings he did a live today, and I was like, oh, that sounds good.
Yes. I need to I was actually thinking about making chicken and dumplings. Well, I'll wait till it gets cold. It's hot.
That's a Vicky about chili, gumbo, all that. It ain't cold yet. I'm like, everything we eat, we warm it up. Why do we need to eat that then? It's soup. I'm like, still. I
Yeah.
said, chili's not soup. She goes, it sorta is. Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of like chili any time of the year. Kiss off my mom. She's doing pretty good. My granddaughter drove them to look at a place today, and it sounded amazing. They got a spa and all this other stuff, and but stepdad didn't sound too happy about it as soon as he saw the sign because it's a memory care home.
Mhm.
Mem- is that what they call it? Memory care? I think so. I don't know. I said I keep telling them, well, get everything picked up out here so I can stay here.
Yeah, you might want to make sure that any final paperwork, if they go into something like that, they'll start wanting to attach themselves to all that stuff, their stuff.
Yes, and that's why we were out there so late last night. Also, Laura's been talking to him about all that because they've made her power of attorney, power of medical, and so she's the one. I just let her take care of it all, and then tell me later what's up. I just kind of stay out of it because I I am so torn because I promised them I would not do that, and but they've made it impossible for me to live in the house with them, and
You got to
so
have proper accommodations too, because like we ain't no spring chickens either. So,
exactly, and so that's where the problem is. And then
well, them seeing that maybe that'll give you some leverage, Bonnie. Maybe they're like, well, you got that choice, or we can do this.
yes, and that's the way they told me to handle all this with both of them is give them two choices, this or this, and we did that a while back, and then that's when they said, okay, y'all move out here. That was the choice they made because we could see that it was needed a few years ago. And, well, you see how that's going. So it's like,
I don't know if you're aware of this, but a lot of them places, as soon as you go in them, make you sign over all your possessions and income.
yes, I know this. That's all my friends who work there. They keep telling me anything in their name, they got to get it out of their name because they'll use
Some of
that.
the stuff within the last 5 years, they can go back and take.
Yep.
Benjamin, I have my heat turned on already.
It feels like the heat's on here, but it's not.
Jacob's Well is a spring.
Well,
Goes down 110 feet and then opens into a huge water-filled cavern underground. Have to take the scuba tank off to squeeze through the hole down there. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm
That's,
claustrophobic. I wonder how I'd do in that.
yeah, I'd be
that's what I
freaking
was just
out.
thinking.
Yeah, well, our heat's down to sometimes 0 degrees at night, so yeah, we need the heat on.
Yeah, Dorinda, I'm guessing you're growing stuff outside's done for the year, huh?
Oh yeah. Well, I took my garden out the second week of September.
Wow. My peppers, I don't know what kind of jalapeno peppers I have, but my tomatoes and peppers both look deformed. My jalapeno peppers are about 2 inches in diameter and they're short. I've never seen.
They may have cross pollinated or something.
You think so?
I don't know if they can do it, but if you eat a spicy tomato and you got a weird shaped pepper or it's strange on the inside, have you tried any of them yet?
No, they haven't got any of the lines or anything yet.
I try them on jalapenos anyway. They might be ready and just might be something weird happened with all this weather quirks and
Maybe.
or a pollination issue or whatever. Get one of your kids to cut one, or you cut one and make it just. Can you handle eating a sliver of jalapeno by itself?
Of course.
But I understand. I'm just making sure.
Yeah,
Try it.
I love jalapenos.
I
Anyway,
like and stuff. I used to love churches. I'd eat like 3 or 4 jalapenos with every piece of chicken back when I was young.
yep.
All I need is chicken rolls and jalapenos then.
Yeah, Bonnie, you better send me some of those so I can test them first.
Send you some of the jalapenos.
Yeah, I'll be the guinea pig.
I grew ghost peppers about 10 years ago, and they were the prettiest peppers I'd ever seen. But I was just seeing how they grew on a patio, and they come out beautiful. I never tried the first one of them, but that's when I was still taking all that medicine, and my stomach would bother me all the time and stuff, and anything hot would just feel like it was burning a hole through me.
You know, I had some of those some years back, Chuck, and I put just one of them in a big pot of chili, and it lit that whole pot up. One pepper.
Well, if the tomatoes would turn color too, they're growing, but they're not changing color. They're still green.
Are they big yet, or?
No. Well, you know how they don't name the vegetables what they are? Like you go to buy cherry tomatoes and it doesn't say cherry tomatoes anywhere on it.
Yeah.
And so we're sitting there with the phone Googling each of these names because we were trying to find the cherry tomatoes and the grape tomatoes. Because my
Stuff like Dorinda's famous tomatoes, stuff like that.
yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of them this year named after people. I'm like, well, what is it?
Yeah. And so my oldest granddaughter, she's allergic to tomatoes. Well, she can eat them cooked, but she can't eat them raw. I don't know if that's an allergy. I don't know what that is, but and so those are like lumpy, and then they got a tip hanging down on the bottom. I showed y'all a picture of those. They were like,
I told you they look like Roma tomatoes.
yes. And so I'm waiting for them to get bigger, but they're not getting much bigger. And so I'm waiting for them to turn color.
Roma tomatoes don't get much bigger than this area I've got in my hand, Bonnie.
Yes.
Big around, yeah, and then
Those
they can
are-
get.
Yeah, those are my favorite for making salsas. And that's what I was planning to do was peppers and tomatoes to make a bunch of salsa. I'll send you a jar of salsa, Carl.
I got a bunch of San Marzano seeds when I bought a bunch of these seeds here a while back. You know what those are, huh? San Marzanos are Italian tomatoes, but they're sweeter like Roma, but they're sweeter, and they use them for making sauces and stuff like that and relishes.
Yeah.
Almost like a big egg shape.
Yeah, they're kind of like they're shaped like a Roma, but they're more pointed at the bottom.
Well, even if these don't do well, I'm still going to save the seeds from them. And because I'm all about seeds now, never even thought about having to save your seeds for stuff until George and hello, George. And
Yeah, Peppy, all mine were supposed to be that way. Their fist size supposed to be or bigger, like he's talking about Bonnie,
Yeah.
being small. Peppy's talking about, but mine were fist size or smaller, but they're pretty and juicy and just. And I looked at the pack and somebody holding it in their hand, unless it was a child's hand holding it. I'm like, these didn't do what that showed. and then they died.
Wow, 14 quarts. That's good. I know I'm not going to get anywhere near that, but
My purple in between tomato, it's supposed to be in between a grape tomato and a Roma, is the size of them. I looked out there the other day, or today, I hadn't noticed anything, and I walked around and looked real close, and they're camouflaged in there. Looks like a bunch of little acorns all over the place in there.
yeah. And that's what I need to find out where I'm going to be living. Because I want to get a compost going because I think that they need some kind of food that I'm not giving them. And this was kind of a test too. I did it last year with some other tomatoes, and I think all I planted last year was tomatoes and garlic and onions. And then this year we did the jalapenos also. But
I got a peak coming up out there.
I know you got a bunch of stuff coming up.
I don't, it all dying off. My cucumber stuff, that one last living one that's got probably a dozen cucumbers hanging on it, it's wanting to do this wither thing.
It's beautiful, Dorinda.
My hair is crap today.
Oh, I keep forgetting to ask, anybody check their Dollar General store Bayou? I went up there Sunday, and they had everything, your spring stuff, marked down half price, and then it was an extra half price on it. So you're 4 for $1 General seeds, burpee seeds.
Yes.
They were 6 and 7 cents a pack.
Oh wow. Yeah, ours.
And the dollar ones, the 2 for $1 ones, were 25%. So I ended up spending $10, and I got one of them small paper bags. It was about 3/4 of the way full. Looks like I had about 15 decks of cards in there. I got so many seeds for $10.
Oh wow.
Hello, Chef Kicker.
That's good, Happy. Yeah, I started some celery. I'm gonna move stuff into the house. Since I'm doing containers, I figured I'm just gonna try it in here. I've got one of those trays that you can set the pots on, and so it won't leak on the floors. But
That's all completely full, and that's one of them huge cat treat containers.
and what is that?
One of them huge cat treat boxes that's all seeds in there.
Oh,
See
that's
this
all
one?
seeds? Cool.
Look at this bag. Watch this.
Wow. That's great.
I know they're store bought, but it's a good start.
Yes.
There's 60, 70 packs in there, and there's probably over 100 or so in here.
Wow.
George says to keep them stored in a cool place, Chuck.
Yeah, they'll be wherever my fat ass is at, because it's going to be cool wherever I sit.
He said a freezer works also.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea. Stick them in the freezer.
Yeah.
Does it bother them to pull them in and out, or it'll just get them ready to germinate, wouldn't it, as soon as you plant them?
Maybe.
Vicky's like, "What's your main prep?" I said, "Them seeds," and I said, "And all them pinto beans and black eyed peas we got in there. They
Yes.
might not all grow, but a lot of them will."
Yep. And get as many cans as you can now. I am so upset because I thought today was Tuesday and it was the last day of the flyer, and it's Wednesday and I missed it. And they had canned beans on sale for 79 cents. They had T-bone steaks on sale for $3 a pound. Missed
Wow.
it. Yes.
At that rate, you can buy them and grind them up, make hamburger cheaper than you buy it.
Yes. Anything. I mean,
You don't have to have ground meat to make tacos. You can chop that meat up, and I forget what you call it when it's sliced thin, Fresha or something like that they call it. We're making long meat tacos and stuff with.
Yep.
What is it called?
Fajita? No.
It's not fajita. It's something. It's Spanish. It's, bistec fresha, something like that.
Oh, I don't know.
That's-
That didn't sound familiar to me.
We get a lot. I'm surprised, everything around here in these stores is in English and Spanish, Mexican. So,
Really?
yep.
That's weird because I'm closer to the border than you are.
They run to get as far away from y'all as they can, I guess.
Smart people. Don't stick around.
Yeah, I don't know. They can mess with me. I'll see what I can grow out of them. Yeah, officer, that's just a compost pile. Oh, I was going to say about your compost. If you guys drink coffee, coffee filter and all can go in it.
Oh, the filter can?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to, well,
I was told tea bags, string paper and all on them, the whole tea bag, they can go in it. All that stuff.
so can you freeze that to save it for when you get?
Yeah, it won't hurt if you just want to load it up in like them plastic ice cream buckets or whatever, plastic Ziploc bags. Just
That's what I'll do. I'll put it in a Ziploc bag, and because my granddaughter, she drinks coffee sometimes. None of us others do. Excuse me.
Monty, Pappy wants to be checked out the back the website he told you about.
I have not yet. I will put that. I wrote it in my notebook. I'll put it where I can see it to do that tomorrow. Thank you, Pappy.
You know all that stuff I ordered, I looked when it showed online and I made that order for that tobacco and tubes and all that, said it put it on back order where they're sorry they're having issues.
Oh no.
I'm like, that's nice after money spent.
So they took the money, but it's back ordered?
Yeah, it said they would let me know when it's out for delivery.
Okay, where did I write on it? I know I wrote it before.
I'm thinking it would be cross country or something.
Oh, there it is.
But yeah, everything, you can throw everything in the compost, even meat and stuff. Just don't do the bones. The bones take forever. I don't think they compost out. It might compost the marrow and stuff out of it. But
Yeah.
You can throw meat in a composter?
yeah,
I was told no.
this guy said everything.
Oh, wow.
One guy had his compost thing was made. It looked like there was a box lined in landscape material, and then the front would open and close, and then he would line it with like this plastic liner to hold it, so it holds heat. And he would just 70% of his trash would go in there. The only thing he threw away was like glass, paper, lots of paper, and plastics and metal cans. Everything else went in his compost.
I used to take in layers. I'd put all the regular compost, the coffee grounds and eggshells and vegetable flippings, all that stuff. But then I'd layer, every time I'd get it to where it was covered pretty good, I'd put a layer of leaves on it and then start all over. And it would produce so much heat that snow wouldn't stay on it. We'd have 3-4 foot of snow and it would still be bare because it produced some heat.
Yeah, because it generates a lot of heat, especially if you got it in black stuff. I don't know how that works. You'd think there ain't no light on the inside, but it does.
Well, a pile of leaves will do that on its own. So layering it up, I think, would really help.
Chuck, did you write that down for the seed?
What, tobacco seed?
Yes.
You wrote it down in your book, Bonnie.
I thought, but I'm not seeing it. It's got to be in here somewhere.
You ever heard of that too, Peppy, about grinding the bones up? I know a lot of people throw them in the bottom of their garden, like chicken bones and stuff, because they'll break up easy. But beef bones, big pieces, stuff like that, but they'll deteriorate. But like Ship says, if they're too big too, you got too much bone, it'll attract critters. I was watching one guy do his videos. He'd get the leg quarter stuff and he'd cut them into pieces. And he was planting potatoes, and he'd dig like a 2-foot deep hole in the very bottom. He'd throw either 2 legs or a thigh in the bottom of it and put a layer of like 4 inches of dirt, and then plant his potatoes up top and then mound them. He said he kind of got the same idea from like the Indians using fish, but he said he would use fish, but fish is too expensive and he don't live close enough to fish to get them.
Happy put it in for you again, Bonnie, in chat.
Oh, thank you so much, Pappy.
True Leaf Market. What do you think of that old Indian guy on them shows? He used to be around the 70s. We called him Two Leaf.
Yeah, one flew over the cuckoo's nest. He was in that.
Yeah, he did that. What was that one movie with the little girl got sucked into the TV?
Poltergeist.
I don't know. Is he the one that picked the sink up and threw it through the window?
I can't remember. I know he goes that your car is not happy. It wants to go with me.
It's the same guy.
That was in Poltergeist. I remember if it was part 2 or was when he showed up and their car beat all the crap, and he's like, "Your car is not happy. It wants to go with me." And they gave him the keys.
Is he the really big guy?
Yeah, real tall Indian guy.
Yep.
Yeah, I saved that website, so if you need it, I got it saved in my toolbars.
Thank you. Yeah, and the other one's Smoker's Outlet, I think is what it was called.
Yeah, I got it somewhere.
Yep. I think that's who I ordered. I have one bag in my preps with the rolling machine and the tubes. And I think that's where I ordered it. But I know I can go back and look at videos too to get information.
Yeah, Pappy, Vicky told me ordering them oddball zigzag tubes might be the problem. Maybe they were running short of them. She said people buy up first the short cigarette tubes.
Camel, can you turn your volume up a little bit?
And I like
I don't know what it was. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I might have been too far away from the phone.
Okay.
Yep.
Was that any better for y'all?
Yeah. Come on, John. Give us an answer.
I know.
I don't have much positive to say anyway.
And that's what I wanted to tell Blackwatch. He was like talking about catfish jumping in my lap. Hallelujah. I'm not squirmy to fish like some I guess are. Well, I know they are because I've taken people fishing and they won't even bait their hook. They can't even. It just grosses them out, and I'm just, oh my goodness, hand it here.
I used to be able to do that, but I don't do that anymore. I used to
The
bait my own
bullhead
hook.
catfish has a spine behind his dorsal fin that'll hit you real good.
Yep, topping both sides. I've run one almost completely through my hand. You can see the point pushing the skin out on the backside of my hand, and that thing took forever to heal.
Yes.
Oh, I've seen somebody get it like that before. It was the same deal. Their hand was all swelled up for weeks, it seemed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was up over here when it happened, and I was up there getting some salve next door. Drugstore is right next to the doctor's place up here. They got a hallway that goes in between. And I was showing him, and just so happened the doctor walked through. And he's like, "Ooh, that's going to hurt." He goes, "Keep getting." He told him what to give me, and he gave it to me. He goes, "Keep putting that on there." He goes, "Give it about 4 days." He goes, "That if it gets any redder in the middle, he goes, you're going to have to come up here and have to cut it open." I'm like, "Ugh."
Yeah, buddy.
Did you know if you take a wet wash rag and stick it in the microwave, or even if you have really hot water, just straight hot water. Hey Joseph, good to see you. Um, and you put it on there, that heat will draw any poisons or infection or whatever out.
You sure
Yeah.
not.
Hello, Joseph. I've
I
heard
was
that,
leaving,
Bonnie.
I was leaving there and stopped at the store. An old black man, he seen me looking at it. He go, "What happened?" I said, "I got spined by a catfish," and it almost went all the way through. And he pulled out his can of Levi, or his pouch of Levi Garrett.
Yep.
And like, "Here, chew on this for a minute." And he goes, "Smash it over that." And he goes, "Leave it that way." He goes, "It'll pull it up." I did that, but that I went to the drugstore after that, and they're all like, "What?"
Yeah, I've heard of tobacco working too.
Yeah, it'll draw
I've heard
bees
of
out
it.
and all that stuff.
Apparently, they used to give dogs a little pinch of tobacco to help keep the worms away.
Yeah, it'll get rid of tapeworms and all of them.
Really?
Yeah. The thing is getting them to eat it.
Yeah, you
Well,
got to trick them.
I can trick her.
Works
No,
on cats too.
I noticed my mother's dog doing the
Dragging their
What you
butt.
playing with?
yeah
What's the matter
that.
with it?
If you got any of the horse paste, that'll get rid of them too. I gave my cats that the other day.
Yeah, I only have the liquid.
You know, I don't know. Kathy probably used it. There's probably a few of you, but I know it's not meant for people. But I keep bag balm in my kit.
Nice,
They got
George.
little tiny tins of that stuff. That
Nice.
boy,
Yeah. Good
What
night,
is that,
George.
Camel?
was that Dorinda?
What do you keep cans of?
Bag balm. You ever heard of that?
No.
They usually use it on animals over wounds and stuff, keep them from getting infected. But it has a cell, skin irritants, all kinds of things. Burns, it's good for it. I think
What
it
is it?
heals you faster than some of the human remedies.
What is it?
Bag balm.
Backbone?
B-A-D, yeah, B-A-L-M, as in a balm.
Yeah, I remember that stuff too. Something we had when we were doing horses. That stuff looked like neon purple. They either get it in the salve or they had a spray like that they put in a little sprayer, but it turn neon purple and it sprayed on like horses if they get sores, fly bites, whatever, and them guys that rub that stuff or spray it on their hands or whatever they had an issue with. Looked like they were playing with a purple Sharpie.
Well, like Pappy's saying, the original recipe's been around for over 100 years. It's just like a petroleum jelly substance. And I can remember growing up with a big old tin of it in the barn. And the more you used it on another animal, the more your hands felt, treated. The stuff, it's effective. They use it on cows' teats and stuff when they get infected or irritated. They use it on horse sores, saddle sores, all that type of stuff.
Yeah, the fast way to tell if your dog's got tapeworms if you see the moving rice on their butt or legs or where they lay or
Right. I knew that, or in their poo.
Yeah.
Apparently, enough tobacco will chase them right out of the system in a hurry. It's good
So
to see you, Joseph. I don't know if you heard me, man. I haven't seen you around. It's been a minute.
the bag bomb will get rid of them.
No, I was talking about the tobacco.
Oh yeah, it's supposed to make them let go because I guess the tobacco gets processed in their bloodstream and kind of like they don't like it and they let go and then they disappear, kills them off too. I think too, because nicotine's a poison to bugs.
Well, I guess they're just like a parasite.
They are.
That's what it is. So yeah.
That's what the iver was first used for that parasite worm that was getting into people's eyes. It gave them river blindness.
Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah, get what you can while you can at Tractor Supply or feed store, local feed store.
Yeah, if you guys need this stuff, they got it done. Mine got another shipment. He said that I asked him about it. And he goes, "Yeah, we all got it. They ship everything to everybody at once."
Oh wow.
The iver.
Yeah.
I need to grab
Yeah,
some more.
I can't
The other
find it
day,
locally. I can't find it locally.
if Tractor Supply don't have it,
Nope.
you have Co-op or Ace Hardware. Check them.
I think it's sold out, really, at times.
We'll have to ship you some. I'm telling you, those cats are just
Yeah, I've heard of that. Happy never tried it.
oh. Well, that's good to know. Because
All
my
these old school tips, all these
yes,
old school methods and stuff.
and I know they work. That's last time we were at the beach, and they they wouldn't listen to me, and they all had to go get in, and they all come back with uh, jellyfish stings, and I didn't know what would help it. We had two EMTs with us, and I think they were saying alcohol, but
Make them pee on each other.
do what?
Make them pee on each other.
Yeah. Well, we mentioned that too, and they were like, "Yuck, no."
You take them snipe hunting yet?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
You take them snipe hunting yet?
No, I should have done that with my Girl Scouts. Well, I think most of them knew what it was.
I get to go shooting on the weekend.
Do you
Ooh,
finally?
make a video, Dorinda.
Right?
You got an
Uh,
image to uphold. You got an image to hold up, Dorinda.
Linda, seriously, if you put that on your shorts, it'll go viral. Do it.
it's going to be a shit show, but that's okay.
No, it's
Oh,
not.
that needs to be on video, even if you got to set somebody else up to hold your phone. So yeah, make that happen, Dorinda.
Well,
Yeah.
my husband's going to one of his deer hunt camp on the weekend on Saturday, and I said to him, "Are you bringing any guns?" And he goes, "Well, I wasn't really planning on it, I don't think." And I'm like, "Oh." He goes, "Why?" I says, "Because I want you to teach me how to shoot the damn gun."
And when they videotape you, make sure you remember your war face.
You're what?
Your war face. Practice your war face.
I'll probably be laughing the whole damn time.
That's even better. Just make him evil laugh.
See there? Yep. I'll remember that.
Happy. Just get somebody to pee on them when they're stung. No big deal. Just pee on them.
Well, I'm going to tell you guys something
Just pee.
because, all right, I swam out in between Paradise Island and Nassau in 1980, and I swam about 3 miles out into the shipping lane, out into the ocean. And it's still only like 50 foot deep. Turquoise, you can see all of we're just snorkeling on the top, me and this one other guy. And I seen a barrel at the bottom of the ocean, right by where the love boats and the battleships and everything are going by. And then when I went down, I saw a bunch of critters in this barrel, so I kicked it, and I lost my fin. And I had to go up, so I went up to tell him I had to go get back down to get my fin. And he's like, something bit me. And I was like, yeah, ha ha, da 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 da, because this is only a couple years after that movie Jaws. And I'm like, yeah, something bit you, ha ha, and didn't believe him. And I went back down to get my fin. And on my way back up after getting my fin, I see his snorkel floating down first, and I grabbed it and I'm going up, and he's panicking. He's slapping the top of the water, swimming back towards land as fast as he can. And I took his snorkel and shoved it in mine and swam underneath these things. But there was millions of little red jellyfish, and they stung the crap out of him. I got several stings. I couldn't avoid them all, but he got it way worse than I did.
Oh my
They are
goodness.
not fun. They're worse than any wasp or any bee sting or anything like that I've ever had. They're on a whole different level.
Hey, Guardsman and Bear. Good to see y'all.
I'll be back.
Yeah, I've heard about a jellyfish outside of Australia that they're deadly. Not a
Man of
jellyfish.
war, Portuguese man of war. There's quite a few of them that'll kill you. These were
Yeah,
little red ones. And they were full grown, and
yeah, that's what they
but
were
they
saying.
weren't
These
very
are
big.
little tiny.
Yeah.
Did he get really
Hey
sick?
Jeff, they left big red welts that you couldn't forget about.
Yep. Did you read Pappy?
Uh,
Had a soldier step on a sea urchin when he was in Hawaii while in the army. We had about 4 other drunk soldiers that peed all over that poor toe. Train wasn't great, but it worked.
Oh, there's my mom.
Huh?
Nothing. I was just saying hello. Hello,
Hey,
Bear.
hey, Jeff. Come up here and tell us the bare truth.
Yeah, here's a link.
Bear tooth.
Truth.
I know I'm just messing with him. It's bear tooth. I like that
Yeah, I
better.
see it now. Sorry, I missed it.
Guardsman, I hope you're okay up there. All your fire and all that disappeared. Crazy neighbor.
Yeah, somebody earlier was saying something. She had to go outside and do something just so the neighbors that she's the crazy cat lady. I said, yeah, I went out and vacuumed my driveway today just to let everybody know what they were dealing with.
That's what you do, man. You keep them guessing. You know.
Well, none of my neighbors mess with me, but I guess I could do some crazy stuff to make sure that
I think army gear deters people. I really do.
So we got rain coming here. My cat just jumped off the couch, ran underneath the damn chair over across from him. He only does that when he's hiding from the thunderstorm.
You better
Wow.
duck and cover.
right?
Something coming. I guess he'd sense it. He kept looking at the window real weird, and he just jumped off the couch and hauled ass and got up underneath the chair. Looks like we got a little storm front coming towards us from Mark.
Well, that's good. Jeff said you can vacuum your driveway, but he sweeps his.
I only use a broom and sweep my yard.
I've used a mop to clean my backyard in the springtime after, winter and dogs.
Oh, I do see a little cell over there by you. Oh, no, it's getting bigger. Okay, it's over into Arkansas and Tennessee, maybe.
It
Boy, it goes way over there.
might be. I walked in here a minute ago. I walked out, went outside, and was going to count the little tomatoes out there. I got out there, and the ADD old man stuff kicked in, and I got out there and I'm like, what am I supposed to be doing out here? I come back in the house, and he's staring out there out the window unless he thought I was doing something. But he sat here 5 minutes, kept looking out the window, then he ran, and I looked, and there's a storm front about 10 miles, 15 miles from here.
Wow.
Sasquatch peeking in the window.
Yeah.
Anna, that's going to be me. I have a patio rug.
Yeah, here lately, I started carrying my gun in my hand instead of hiding it under my arm or having it in a scabbard wearing it. I carry it out the truck in my hand here lately, and I notice a lot more now. The neighbors wave at me.
Well, that's not a bad idea to have a pokey thing on the end of it. You know,
Yeah.
that he uses it to pick up trash.
I told Vicki I was going to buy some of that clear coat spray paint stuff. I was going to spray the windows and put tinfoil on them where it sticks.
Yeah.
She's like, oh my God, because everybody around here think we're meth heads. I'm like, well. She's like, how do you get it off? I'm like, you don't. I guess you can take a scraper and get it off. But
No, I don't want to ruin my windows like that. Didn't water work?
When are you gonna do that gobbler in the bathtub?
Hang on.
A tape. Just tape it on.
yeah. Would you like Shane said spray paint them black. That way, even in the wintertime, it'll keep the room warm because the sun reflecting off the black.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to paint my windows black, though.
No, I like the natural light too.
Yeah.
I don't want to live in a cave.
Do they make adhesive tinfoil? I think there's a market for that these days.
Make a what with tinfoil?
Adhesive tinfoil, like a contact paper tinfoil. Do they make something like that?
I don't know. I think it should be plastic. Like, you know how you put plastic on your windows for the winter? Make it a tinfoil plastic.
Yeah, I need to do that here, but I thought I might just find me some sheets of styrofoam in this back room and just go over the majority of these windows, leave a couple of them where you can open them. That way people from the outside think it's just white back curtains instead of, and that right there, that foam would insulate the heck out of this room.
I've seen people use the bubble wrap, and you can get it like really cheap, the big roll for like a couple of dollars at the dollar store.
Yeah, just cover each window with it.
Yep.
That'd give you a barrier between it because each one of them's got a bubble and the air is a good barrier.
You put 2 layers, bubbles towards each other.
Yeah, you have a barrier on them and in between them.
Yep.
Redneck thermopane windows.
Well, whatever works.
Yeah, I'm not knocking.
That's most of us are broke as anything because of the price of everything now. So we have to think of ways to do it cheap.
I grew up with blankets across doorways and stuff.
Yes.
Having to start the wood stove in the morning.
This past 3 years has got me totally over the looks of anything. I don't go for looks. It's whatever works.
Yeah, Vicky's always bitching about the house being messy. And then she's seen the video of where I made that bucket in the kitchen. She goes, my kitchen looks cute.
Yes. And we're waiting for you to do a cooking video. Actually, we
started to do that pulled pork the other day, and I was like, nah.
Well, we were talking about that, getting like John, you, and who else is the cooker out there that we've seen cooking stuff. We were talking about getting 3 or 4 up on panel cooking something.
That'd really drive everybody hungry, wouldn't it?
Well, and if you're sitting there, and he was talking about that too, like put the list of ingredients in the community page or the description or something so that everybody could have it if they wanted to cook along with y'all. And
yeah,
it would be kind of cool.
Yeah, my oldest boy, he wanted to go buy shrimp and stuff and get all the other stuff to make for me to make gumbo today. I'm like, your mom ain't gonna eat gumbo. She's gonna say it ain't cold yet. I'm like, you lived in Louisiana for 30 years and you know you don't eat gumbo just because it's cold.
Patrick Kelly's killing wallpaper glue thinned with water.
Yeah. If you squeegeed it right, it almost make it mirror.
That's right. Yeah, my soon-to-be son-in-law is talking about changing my headlights out to LEDs.
I got them on my truck. I put them on there right after I bought it. And I get bright lighted all the time from people. So I'll hit the bright lights and you can see the people's face from 100 feet. Like, oh my God, what is that?
Spaceship coming at me.
Chuck, I need to thank you.
What I do?
No, it was a good thing. Okay. The other day you were talking about needing to thaw things out quickly, putting them into the bathtub.
Yeah.
To thaw them out quickly.
Yeah.
Well, my husband's talking today, and stupid ass me forgot to take the turkey out, like yesterday or the day before. And he decides that we're cooking the turkey tomorrow instead of Friday, which,
Yeah.
So I ran down to the freezer, grabbed it, stuck it in the bathtub, and filled up the bathtub about halfway over the bird, full of hot water.
That does it even quicker when you add water.
And
Not hot.
my bird's thawed.
Oh,
But
good.
take 2 days, now you can do it in 2 hours pretty much.
Yeah, like I was like I didn't know if you put water on it or not, and I'm like, I'm throwing water on it because it's in the bathtub.
Depends on how fast you want it, really.
Well, like
Yeah.
I said, he's just yelling at me now, like, what are you doing with that bird in the bathtub? My thought was leave it till the morning and I'll deal with it in the morning, right? He's like, no, we're gonna put it in the fridge.
Need it. If it's got a plastic wrapper on it, you might want to pop it open to make sure the inside, the gizzard and all that, and the neck and all that still could be froze. I'd
Yeah,
at least
well,
pop that shit.
I will check it in the morning, but whatever.
It won't take that much longer, even if it is. Once you pull that out,
Yeah. That's what I do with anything. Like Joseph just said, if it's something that you just decide spur of the moment. Except I use cold water and like small packages in the kitchen sink. Plug it up and
Yeah, normally I do the sink, but he had said the bathtub pulls
yeah.
pulls it out faster. So I
Well,
threw
at
it in the
first
bathtub.
you got a metal tub, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, all that metal will keep drawing all that coldness even through the water out.
So the sink would have worked as well too, but I
Probably
think
not near as
the tub
fast.
works faster, I think.
I'll just take a lot of times. When I buy them rolls of hamburger. If I'm gonna use it the next day, I'll just take it and lay it in the tub. And because nobody takes a bath in that tub anyway, it's a big clawfoot tub in this back bathroom, and nobody gets in it. So I take them in there and lay it in there, and somebody will go through and check, and they're like, "This hamburger meat's thawed, and it'll only be 3 or 4 hours after since I put it in there." And I'm like, "Stick it in the fridge." That damn cast iron clawfoot tub, it just draws away cold and heat.
Y'all see what Kiss Off says? Huh.
"34 stations, 12 translators."
Terminate all existing employees?
Wonder who all are getting.
I don't know.
17 million, though, couldn't be very many big ones.
It's true. Hannah, you don't have to wait till it's going to be cold if you stay in the house and keep the air down. I mean, just eating supper tonight because it was hot and I was trying to hurry and eat before I went live and I started getting hot.
You know what smoked tasso is, don't you, Bonnie?
What?
Smoked tasso.
Smoked passo?
Tasso, Tasso.
Nope, never heard of it.
It's a Cajun meat. John, if he's out there, he can tell you it's kind of like in between bacon and ham, and you buy it. And they use that and slice it up and put in gumbo and stuff, or beans, or it's a Cajun seasoned smoked pork.
I think I heard him talk about that actually some recently. Once you said a cross between, what'd you say, ham and
Bacon.
bacon? Yeah.
Yeah, that makes I when I can find it, I get it. Now, if you see Richard's. It's out of Louisiana, smoked sausage and stuff like that. Their stuff's awesome. They make some good andouille.
I haven't eaten much Cajun food. Okay, so I've said in Pennsylvania, it's all the big ones.
I never understood why Canadian bacon is called bacon because it looks like ham.
No, it doesn't.
I bought some at Brookshire's the other day, and it said sliced ham circles or something they put on there. It looked like Canadian bacon, but thicker. I got it. I wanted cheese and crackers, so I bought one of them 4 different kinds of cheese slice things in a little tray, and that had ham and crackers and cheese.
Brenda's all, I gotta look this up. It don't look the same.
What's that?
The Canadian bacon and ham.
Our bacon don't look like ham.
What we get here, they call Canadian bacon. Looks like a slab of ham.
No,
Yeah, they do. They put them on the McDonald's. A good example of McDonald's Egg McMuffin. What do you guys call that? Do you ever get an Egg McMuffin at McDonald's or Dorinda?
No, I haven't.
It's the size of the muffin. It's about like a bologna slice thick, and it's ham, but they call it Canadian bacon.
It could be female bacon. But I'm pretty sure ours uses the strips of bacon.
I used to get cans of bacon, metal cans. They were tall, like a regular can. They were taller and thinner, with sliced bacon wrapped in wax paper. And I forget the brand name, but it came from Canada, and that stuff was good. I remember getting that for camping trips. I'd get a whole case of that stuff. It was great stuff to have. I mean, it was good bacon in a can, ready to go.
Huh.
We don't have bacon in cans.
I haven't seen it in years, Dorinda. Like since the 90s, I think.
Yeah, well, I've never seen bacon in Canada in ham. I mean, in cans.
You're not too far from me.
No, I'm not. But in Canada, I've never seen it. Now, I might have saw it in the States, but not realizing what it was either.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect to find bacon in a can.
No.
So I've never seen
I'm going to have to go do some Google image searches because I think I remember the can being white with red lettering. I remember having it for years and years. I got it until it disappeared.
Huh. Seems like I had found a song for. Oh, yeah. It was on my phone, wasn't it? Not TV.
Oh, hell, I left my water in here.
So it's okay.
That's awesome news, Joseph.
Yes, good to hear. I've heard some that were
Yet another
sticking
song
to
should
the
be attempted
machine.
on acoustic guitar. It'll probably be a disaster.
The hell was that, Bonnie?
See if Carl recognizes it.
Finished with my woman because she couldn't help me with my mind.
Cannot help me with my life. People think
Yeah,
I don't say me because I am frowning all the time.
Can you help me? I
He's
need
pretty good, isn't he?
money.
He sounds happy about frowning though.
All day long I think of things, but nothing seems to satisfy. Think I'll lose my mind if I can't find something to satisfy. Can you help me? Occupy my brain. Oh yeah.
He is really, really good with the guitar. And this is Adam Pierce.
I need someone to show me the things in life that I can't find. I can't see the things that meant you. Happiness I must be mine.
He was all joking around like, we'll see how bad I can mess this up. Whatever.
Little joking with me, I will cry.
Make a joke and I will sigh and you will laugh and I will cry. Happiness I cannot feel and love to me is so unreal.
You know that song, Chuck?
And so I hear these words telling you now.
Paranoia.
Ozzy.
Tell you to enjoy
Black
life.
Sabbath.
I wish I could, but it's too late.
Mhm.
That's the song Paranoid from the same album as Iron Man.
Yep, Paranoid.
Now
The
play it
name
back.
of the album was Paranoid.
Now play it backwards. Yeah. What was up with all that?
I don't know. It's supposed to sound like devil worshiping. You say if you play it Black Sabbath backwards, it opens the gate to hell. But if you play country music backwards, you get your dog, truck, and girlfriend back.
Yeah.
Oh, good night, Pappy. Blessings to you and thank you.
Good night, Pappy. Love you.
Good night, Pappy. Good to see
Good
you, bud.
night, Pappy.
Good night, John Boy.
I wondered if that's where you got the title for tonight's show, Bonnie.
Well,
It could have been fairies wear boots, huh?
Right? You gotta believe me. Fairies wear boots and dancing with the dwarf.
just from, well, those words were kind of in the song the other night. And just because I kept seeing all these titles that were like fear, nukes, all this fear, fear, fear. And I was like, oh, we gotta counter this. We gotta,
Hey, John. Did you guys hear a beep on your end like you got somebody trying to get in?
Hello, John John.
no.
Thought I heard that boop.
Well, I don't see anybody.
John, explain to everybody real quick what exactly tasso is. Best thing I can describe it is it's pork, but it's not bacon and it's not ham. And it's smoked and it's kind of spicy, seasoned.
You ever heard the song "Push the Needle In"?
Ooh,
Don't know.
no.
It's by Black Sabbath. Talk, it's a it was a very controversial song. First it was the bomb, Vietnam napalm, disillusioning. You push the needle in. Bow, down, down. That, there was some Black
Yeah,
Sabbath had some very strong lyrics like, "Have you ever thought about your soul? Can it be saved? Or perhaps you think that when you are dead, do you stay in the grave? Would you like to see the Pope on a rope? Do you think he's a fool?" Yeah, I mean those lyrics for those days back then were pretty controversial.
Yes.
yeah, John. If that was an Occam's razor answer right there. Simple, short. Usually the simplest answer is the best. Season 4. I said the same, but I guess I said it in 50 words or more. It's not bacon and it's not ham. It's seasoned, but it's spicy and it's kind of smoked. And
Well, if they're drilling for natural gas and oil in Pennsylvania, hopefully it's for the states and not to be shipped somewhere.
I thought they were still doing that up there. I know 20 years ago they had that big thing when they started hitting natural gas in Louisiana. People were getting asked to go to Pennsylvania to work, offered obscene money.
I've been thinking about that other song, "War Pigs," a lot, Bonnie.
What's it called?
War
War
pigs.
Pigs by Black
War,
Sabbath.
War Pigs?
Yeah.
Bonnie, type in private where you find all this music you can play on your show that I can look at it where I don't get copyrights every time I play something.
All you have to do is go to YouTube and um, put whatever you're wanting and the cover. It just say cover song for whatever you're wanting.
I
And
thought you had somewhere you had where you got the number and use them for intros. And
No,
no,
you just got to find somebody else doing that as a cover tune.
yes.
I
And
know. Remember when I did all that stuff when we were doing karaoke? I got multiple
yes.
copyrights. Man, I got like 70 of them.
And I usually try to find an acoustic also. And then if it's a song, I try to find a cappella with no music. That beautiful bean footage.
Yeah, that's off of the bean commercial. I hate them beans. I forget what they're called. It's not the ranch beans. It's the other ones.
Lima.
No, they're
Oh,
barbecue beans, but they're canned. Bush beans.
oh, because I don't like lima. I love Bush's black-eyed peas. Those are the best ones.
I don't like bush anything.
Huh.
I'm weird about that and ranch. But bush, to me, all their beans are waxy.
Really? I love their black-eyed peas.
Black-eyed peas. Okay.
Oh, yes.
What
And the
is a
black
black-eyed?
beans. You don't know what a black-eyed pea is?
No.
So y'all don't do that for New Year's Eve? Good luck.
Like I peas, pork,
It's a brown pea with a black eye and a black dot on it. So it's a black-eyed pea.
I never even seen a black-eyed pea. I don't even know if we have them in Canada.
look to
Oh,
see. Look on there and see if it shows online.
Yeah, you have to Google them.
I will do that.
Well, Trappies is pretty good too, but we usually don't have those around here close by. Bush is easier to find.
I forget what the name of it is. It's like Margaret something or something like that. They used to have a can that had a black lady on it, and they had like butter beans and black eyed peas and cabbage and all the different greens and all that. And I used to buy them already prepared. And it tastes like somebody just cooked them and you just went and got them.
Mm.
They're awesome, but I've had to find a different one. I bet that went away with the Coof. There's this other one. Her stuff's just as good, but they're already pre-seasoned. I like the field peas. Normally I don't like field peas because they're hard.
Yeah. Well, I had never eaten black beans, and my daughter kept getting them, and she was eating them, and I was like, "You
Tastes
buy
like,
those?"
tastes like pit toes, didn't it?
Yeah, they're pretty good. I mean, not quite like pintos, but
Well, I won't be eating black beans either.
well, okay.
Nope. I'm allergic to beans. I'm not trying nothing new.
Oh. Well, maybe you could eat the peas. They're peas. They're not beans.
Well, maybe.
Yep, Eric. Mixed. I like mixed green. I'll eat any of them though.
Mm-mm.
Store-bought canned green beans are the devil.
Only
Yes.
one of those I like is the big wide flat ones.
Yes. I can't remember what brand they are, but Dollar General has those. Dollar General is the only place I can find those. And
Grocers has
oh, really?
That's nasty stuff.
No, you put those with whole new little red potatoes and bacon and oh
I'm
my!
talking about them shortcut little soft green beans in cans.
yeah,
Those
they're
are
never
nasty.
nasty.
Yeah,
Even next year, the ones that are all slivered up. Vicky likes them. I'm like, yeah.
yeah, those don't have any flavor. I always have to cook them with bouillon or something to give them some flavor. Canned green beans don't.
Any of my canned green beans, I'll either fry a few strips of bacon, then chop it up and throw it back in the grease, and then put my green beans in that with a little bit of butter, and then season them up. Or I do like you're talking about, cook them with like a half start to boil potatoes, pour the water off, then simmer them with the potatoes and ham or bacon or
Yep, onion, lots of garlic. Oh, I go through garlic like crazy here.
hell. They got them at the Chinese restaurant. They stir fry the fresh green beans with just garlic.
Mm-hmm.
Me and the boys eat the shit out of them. Vicky's like, I can smell that over here. It's so garlicky. I'm like, yeah, it's good. She's like, uh-uh. She likes garlic, but not overwhelming.
I use a lot of powdered garlic. I don't use garlic salt. I use the powdered pure garlic.
Yes.
Yeah, Anna, then my boys say that over here when any holiday they show up, they know I'm cooking out. Don't let mom buy bush beans. We want dad's baked beans.
And I make my baked beans with Van Camp's pork and beans.
That's what I use them or whatever I can find. I don't want them flavored already. I use brown sugar, honey, and regular sugar in it. Sometimes if I got maple syrup, I'll put some of it in it. I end up frying a whole pound of bacon and putting it in there. I don't put it in strips. I just chop it up and put it all in it. I don't cover it in it. And then I just cook them down till they thicken up. Sometimes I'll throw them in the oven, but usually I cook them down till they're thicker on the stove top, and then I just let them sit and cover them up. Then by the time food's ready, everybody rewarms them. They're just right.
So you do yours more sweet. I do mine. I use Worcestershire and mustard and
I put Worcestershire mustard, garlic.
well, I don't put in sugar.
Got to try them. You'd love mine. Everybody that tries them like, I never thought of it like that.
Huh. And then I cut up onions and tomatoes on the top, so when it bakes, they get all.
Oh yeah, I cook my onion and garlic in my bacon.
Yep.
Bunch
My
of the kids' friends growing up, they said they'd stay at my house if I cooked baked beans and made dressing all the time.
I just gained 3 pounds in 10 minutes.
Darn it! Sorry about that. My grandmother used to love molasses, and I didn't really care for the taste of it. But so when I went to Kentucky, I went all over the place looking for, and I found a can of it that
Yeah,
was supposed
awesome.
to be like made right there in Kentucky, and brought that home to her, and she was so happy to get that.
Pure ribbon cane blackstrap molasses.
Yep.
I take that and a sliver of butter and mash it up together and put it on a fresh hot biscuit and eat it that way.
Excuse me.
That's hillbilly cake. All my cousins, my grandpa, and all that, we all sat at the table and did that. Everybody eat their breakfast and save a biscuit if there was enough that everybody can only get a couple of them or whatever, and everybody saved at least one. And then everybody go get them a chunk of butter, spoon of molasses, and drizzle it over the butter, and then mash it up together and put it on your biscuit and eat it.
Chuck, do y'all use mayonnaise instead of ketchup?
For what?
Everything.
I use mayonnaise for French fries. There's ketchup in there. I rarely use it, but sometimes I just get a taste and want some ketchup.
That's the way those people in Kentucky did. They had a gallon jar of mayonnaise, and I don't care what they were eating, it had mayonnaise on it. It's like,
You can take regular mayonnaise and it works better than butter if you want to make awesome grilled cheese. Put a little mayonnaise on both sides of your bread, fry it. When you flip it over to when one side's brown, you lay a slice of cheese on each one. Let it sit there a minute, then when the cheese sticks to it, you flip it on top of the other piece of cheese, and then let it set a second and flip it over to get both sides brown. So you got brown toasted bread on both sides, and your cheese is all melty and squishy.
huh.
Wow. Never heard of that.
And you fry the mayonnaise?
Yeah, it makes awesome toast.
I thought that ruined it if you.
Now, it's bad if you let mayonnaise sit out in the heat, but that's for a period of time, like 4 or 5 hours you're cooking with it all.
I thought you couldn't cook it either.
Yeah.
I'll be darned.
Yeah, that's good, Anna. And I like Hellman's mayonnaise. I like Blue Plate. I like Duke's.
Yeah, I'll get Hellman's.
I like Miracle Whip on certain things. Some things
We use Miracle Whip for everything at my house.
Really. That it used to be that way when I was growing up, until I grew up and tasted real mayonnaise, and then
I like Miracle Whip and egg salad and deviled eggs, but I like them the other way too. But it just depends what I got taste for.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll use a sauce, but most of the time, I don't have anything on my burgers or my sandwiches. Just ham or cheese, or just a burger and cheese. I don't want nothing else on it.
Oh wow.
Take a half a teaspoon of mustard, a whole teaspoon of ketchup, teaspoon and a half of mayonnaise. Put like a tablespoon of all that, half a tablespoon, a whole tablespoon of ketchup, and 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise, and then put probably a half a teaspoon of black pepper and probably a tablespoon of Worcestershire. Mix it all together, and that gives you cane sauce. That chicken finger dip, you get a cane.
Huh.
Hello, Standalone.
Hi, Stanzalone. Good to see you. So So you
Yeah,
go
the
in.
little guy taught me
Sorry.
back in the day when we were working in the hot days and stuff. He never put anything on the sandwiches but the meat and cheese, and it would last them all day long without having to refrigerate.
Well, that's true. That's when you hit your convenience store and get the little packets and carry it with you.
Ketchup's all right. It don't hurt nothing. They leave it out. A lot of them say, well, the ketchup goes bad. No, it's got to get pretty hot and be pretty old for ketchup to get rancid.
But
Yeah.
your bread gets soggy in a sandwich baggie. If you don't put nothing else on it, it usually stays pretty good.
That's true.
I don't generally like a sandwich if I'm going to take a lunch anyway.
No, that's what got me into the habit of just eating it with just the ham and cheese or whatever it is. Don't eat cheese. Or I got used to not having anything else on it.
Yep.
Yeah,
But
'cause 4 or 5 hours later, it's like, ah.
that's why it's really hard to take potato salad to a picnic or whatever because you pretty much have to keep it on ice.
You know what you do? You make sure you don't fill the top up, and you keep a small butter bowl or something small that's probably 4 inches, 6 inches big around. If you got a big thing of it, and you fill that with water and freeze it. When you get ready to leave, push that down in the center of it.
Oh, that's a good idea.
I know weird little quirks about some shit.
Yeah.
Everybody,
Life hacks are good to know.
Yeah. Oh,
everybody's like, why is there some bowl in the middle? I'm like, it's keeping it cold.
yep, that makes sense. So will that be better than what I do? I'm grabbing it.
Yeah, I'm
Got
saying,
another one, Bonnie.
Oh, no, that didn't work. But there, I grabbed it. I'm able to block that one. No,
Oh, you only blocked them for 5 minutes, Bonnie.
I know.
It'll be back.
Someone else already hit it. If it comes back, let me block it. Y'all don't mind.
you should be able to find the original one and still block it. Or you want me to unblock it so you can block it?
Is that what you do? I
Yeah,
don't.
see. Unhide the user, I'll unhide it and it'll show back up and then you can do it, but it's blocked. It's hidden. You hid it, Bonnie. It says message
Yeah.
deleted, Bonnie, view deleted message, and it's hidden. You want me to undo it, or are you good with what it is?
I can't do anything to it once it's been done. Well, maybe on my phone I can, but not through StreamYard.
Yeah, I'm looking at it through YouTube, and it says go to channel report, remove, put user in timeout, or unhide user in this channel.
I'm going to jump down. My battery's getting low. I'll talk to y'all somewhere soon.
See you later.
You take care, Carl.
Hello, guys, Mama.
Now I want
Good night,
vacation.
Camo.
Good night, bud.
Good night, everybody.
Love you.
Right.
Dream in color, camo or camo color.
Guardsman, you're not blocked. It was that one of those nasty bots.
No, Garden, you're not blocked. You're still there.
You want another song? I may not like this one. Where'd it go? I'll play that one last because I know that one's gonna get a copyright. That'll be my closing song.
You know, all you got to do is go in there, either remove it or mute it.
Yeah. But this one's pretty good. Hey, get over here.
You're too far away.
Do I need to share it so y'all can hear it?
Doesn't matter.
What do you mean I'm too far away?
You look like you were trying to catch it, Bonnie. Or it sounded like you were trying to catch it.
Catch the song?
Yeah.
Yes. Let me see what happens if I just play it through the speaker. Yeah. This one's a really good one. 3 kids just sitting on the steps in it looks like a school.
As you hear behind us, there are explosions going on in the streets of Washington, D.C., emanating from the rooftop of the FBI headquarters in Pennsylvania.
Is that me playing something else with it?
No, I think that was Chuck.
That
Oh.
would be.
All right.
There's nothing worth more that will ever come close. Nothing can compare. You're our living hope. Your presence, Lord. I've tasted and seen of the sweetest of loves, when my heart becomes free and my shame is undone. Your presence, Lord. Holy Spirit, you are welcome. Come flood this place and fill the atmosphere. Your glory, God, is what our hearts long for. To be overcome by your presence, Lord. Your presence, Lord.
That was pretty, Bonnie.
I just love that song. It's a good one. And they just sit there and just sing it out. And it's like, wow. Wonder if I should ask for forgiveness. Black Sabbath to Holy Spirit.
I think you're good, Bonnie.
I like a variety of music.
And you know what? I don't think anybody's going to mind that. That's why music was put out there for you to listen to.
Oh my goodness.
What did I say wrong?
You didn't say anything.
Okay.
What I missed, I was muted out.
It's what you sent to me. Do we want to share that?
I guess if you want, it ain't nothing. Well, it
Kind of breaking news, isn't it?
is. Yeah,
I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but
David just sent me that earlier.
if you want to share it.
I was just listening to what you had sent me earlier about Potato Head talking smack.
I'm telling you, somebody said it's like he's carrying a nuke in one hand and something in the other, and he's just trying to get us. It's like he is really pushing
He's a dumbass.
poking the bear.
Yeah. He's not saying he's irrational. So what he said is irrational. That's the same damn thing.
Well, and I saw somebody say he couldn't do anything without permission from.
Yeah, talking about the Pentagon. I don't need their permission.
He said that?
Yep.
Cool.
I watched that video of that and I was like, wow.
Yeah, I haven't watched it yet. I just saw the headline of it.
Tell me when you're ready for me to start.
Oh.
Let me know that. Oh, I did it at the back part. Everybody, this is FBI headquarters in Washington. Explosion on top of a building.
DC.
You ready?
Yep.
Let go.
And there's just explosives going off here on the roof.
Yes.
For the last couple hours. Every 10 or 20 seconds, a big loud bang, followed by just sort of poof of white steam, smoke. Sometimes sort of a whooshy noise afterwards. It's always here from the same corner. Giant FBI headquarters here. Pennsylvania Avenue here, right in part of downtown. So we don't know if it's a building malfunction of some kind. No.
It is echoing, Chuck.
More sinister than that, I don't know.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I guess it's louder now. It might just be the angle, Michael. Yeah, we've been trying to catch this from a couple different angles. Just to kind of see what's going on. We can't obviously see what the source is. We would need to be, in the air in order to see that, but you can see
the smoke.
At this point in the video, it's been going on like 45 minutes.
Recording sound for future use, Sweet Tooth, maybe. How long has it been happening, Maynard? Again, it's been about 2 hours. I mean, I don't know. It was happening before that, I guess. We just stumbled into it. But as far as we're concerned, it's been happening for about 2 hours. The movement in the windows is we think it's the motion sensors every time obviously these explosions go off, it kind of rattles the building, and I think it's causing the motion sensors to go off, which turns the lights on. Otherwise, the building is pretty quiet here at night.
It's the FBI building in Washington.
What's strange is no police or fire. Yeah, I mean,
You
there's been a
said
little
no
bit of activity in
Pennsylvania.
Casey, but not much. Just some looky-loos.
Do what?
There are,
Earlier, I thought it
police
said
cars there.
Pennsylvania.
Nobody seems to be freaking out unless they are behind the scenes.
Yeah, Pennsylvania Avenue in Washington.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I missed.
So, again, just to underscore, this is like we're in the middle of downtown DC and it's 3 a.m. This is not usual.
I dropped a link for y'all.
Residences in the vicinity. And this kind of thing is jarring in a city like Washington, where people are always on alert for, big events. So I don't know. You guys have as good a guess as I do, as to what this is. Any kind of information out there. Looks like it's something swaying back and forth. GW, I don't know what the scanners are saying. It's small. I see the window moving too.
Is that Penguin 6 or
I couldn't tell you guys.
somebody else?
Once again, it's the FBI headquarters, downtown DC. Explosions on the roof.
Wow.
So it was happening
clouds, the little
for like
roofs, they look like anything.
over an hour.
I've not been paying really close attention. Somebody said they thought they looked yellow earlier. I don't.
At that point, it's about, let me see, I'll look at the video again. He's been recording for 51 minutes, 50 minutes, something like that. And he said that they knew about it for 2 hours, and it may have been going on all day.
All day?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
They've all looked pretty consistent to me. Maybe a little bit larger now. Just little poofs floating off into the air.
Well, there's definitely something up with that. What?
Yeah.
It's like
A whole
you
crew
can hear
working
me.
underground.
Yeah.
That could be. Once again, guys, drop a like, drop a subscribe if you have not, here on Land Speculation on YouTube. I'm not sure how long the phone's going to last. We're going to stay on as long as it does.
Yeah, Guardsman, that's what I'm
Battery is
fixing
dwindling, but we'll stay on as long as we can here. And, hope you guys appreciate at the very least the effort to be out here showing this. Again, the likes and the subscribes much appreciated. We have a Discord linked in the description if people want to, check in to sort of learn more and communicate more about this. Again, the Discord is a great place to stay in touch with our little community. We're on every night of the week, covering things, usually kind of just more newsy stuff and deep dives into various topics, but sometimes we cover live stuff because we live here in the heart of Washington. So, yeah. Anyway, welcome to our platform. Anybody that is new, who's just hanging out with us here tonight, trying to figure out, as we are, what the hell this is, what the hell's going on here at the FBI headquarters in downtown DC. As I'm sharing to my page, this is hot news.
I'm going to show you these walking around there. Let me mute it. Showed it, he was walking around when I was looking at it. There's road cones out in the road, like they're keeping somebody from being too close and all. And it was like, that's weird.
It is very weird. And like Guardsman said, no response. So planned. But what I find odd is when Nancy Drew was walking around and all of a sudden they did that alert that uh, and they said that they were just testing it. Seems to me like something like that would set off the alert if
Yeah. You hear every now and then when it does that, you hear a whoosh behind it like something took off.
yeah.
I wouldn't feel safe there. I'd be, are you working? No, I ain't working there today.
Right?
Nowhere in that town. I wouldn't live there. You couldn't pay me enough to work there.
Yes, he said 3:30 a.m.
Yeah, that link I dropped on the website, it probably said 22 hours ago.
Mm,
They put it what?
yesterday, last
Yeah,
night.
let's see what it says down here. 21 hours ago live.
Guardsman said it looks like small indirect live. No, indirect fire. You said live.
All these oddball things happening all over, and it's like, oh, nothing to it.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
that's what worries me is everybody just acts like it's a normal everyday happening. Are they just trying to get us used to stuff like that happening or
Hell, if I was in a grocery store and heard that somewhere close by in another building, I'd get my ass out of there.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't know that I'd be standing as close to the building as he was to film it.
Yeah, I was waiting for it to turn into like 9/11 stuff.
Yeah.
Joyful said he lived 45 minutes from D.C. Didn't hear anyone mention it. All neighbors work in D.C.
Yeah, Doug will look on that link and it'll say exactly when it was. And hell, if he put it up 22 hours ago and it was alive, that would have been 21 hours ago, so 3 hours. Now, that'd been 8 o'clock yesterday, which should have been 9 o'clock there. But they said it was 3:30 a.m., so that could have been Sunday night, Monday night. But it says live too. So, but he could have played the recording during his live. So.
Or, uh, yeah.
Guardsman says it's a dialed down version of man pads. I don't know what that is, but I'm repeating.
I don't know what man pads is either.
Chuck, do you?
I'm looking now.
Okay.
Man portable air defense system. Rocket launcher kind of stuff.
Maybe.
Hmm.
That's so weird.
Here's your picture, Bonnie. Let's see. I still ain't got with this present thing. Man pad.
Oh.
Oh, wow. So what? They're just shooting at the goddamn roof of the building?
Dorinda.
Oh, sorry.
Or somebody up there doing it.
Okay. see the guy underneath it? So does this thing fly or?
No, it's just a shoulder-mounted thing with a. He's got optics on there, and he's got the guy behind him, a spotter.
Oh, okay. Still, that kind of looks like some sort of a missile.
Yeah, right here on the very far end point, that's a projectile.
So it's got to be going somewhere.
Yeah, somebody's sending something out if that's what it is.
Now to shoot out on the top of the building with nobody there.
Maybe that's how they're dealing with their new guests down the street. Martha's Vineyard runs them out of town, and they chase them out there.
I'm stepping down, you guys. Have a good night. I'll watch the rest tomorrow. I'm really tired.
All right, Dorinda, thank you for
Lots of love.
Love you.
Lots of love to everyone in chat. Good
Much
night.
love, Dorinda. Have a good night.
You stay safe.
Yeah, it could be. But you, the mortar, you have that bloop.
Yeah.
Ba-doop.
It just seems odd too that he was the only one standing there. Well, okay, at 3:30 in the morning, I guess not too many people are walking around PC. I don't know.
Is it kind of odd that there are no emergency vehicles there trying to figure out what's going on?
That's what I'm saying. It's like everybody's just acting like this is a normal thing.
Somebody commented under it, never tell your enemy what's up. Sting off.
Yeah.
Somebody said firing squad for all the traitors. I'm like, yeah, what they use? That'd be maybe a black powder rifle sound.
But like Joyful said, you would think she would hear something about it from neighbors or someone. Oh. You see Guardsman? Can you see chat?
No. Me?
Well, that's true too, Joyful. Oh. Excuse me. I thought that was happening tonight. I didn't, like I said, I haven't opened it or really looked at it. I just
see that's what they're talking about 3:30, and I'm like, there ain't that much time there. We got to look, and then I went back and looked, seen on the video that it was 21 hours ago.
Yeah.
Somebody in the comments said a couple of these in my town last night as well, exact same sound.
Do what?
Me?
Did you say in your town?
Somebody on here commented, said I had a couple of these in my town last night as well, exact same sound.
Oh, wow. They commented on the video.
Yeah, they commented on the video about that.
You know, and that's out at my mom's. There's been a bit of air traffic that is unusual, and I know I shouldn't notice that, but I do. Because it's just so peace and quiet out there all the time. So,
Somebody put in the comments here on Monday morning at 1:30 a.m. I couldn't sleep. I was doing Sudoku puzzle, and I looked up at my computer. YouTube White House live cam was on. It happened so quick, 30 seconds in. There appeared to be 3 explosions, one next to another. It was right near the right side of the fountain.
oh
What
wow.
lights that imploded, don't know, but it scared me so much. I thought someone was bombing the White House. The smoke light disappeared. It was underground. I don't know. I did post this. Nancy Drew chat yesterday. This was 4 hours ago. And one other person saw it too. Something strange is going on in D.C. Could it be underground war? Who knows? Other media posts seem to show that D.C. is deserted, empty. Everyone in government buildings evacuated recently. Maybe all went underground. Denver airport facility. There are things underground being destroyed. There are info out saying things are happening underground.
I wonder why underground? Because that's where they would all be going.
Unless there's stuff going on that nobody can see and they're doing stuff, maybe.
Yeah.
I've heard so much of that. Like,
Guardsman said you wouldn't hear the swoop, swoop of the mortar because it would have a rocket-assisted ground impact, just like a guided bomb. The minus.
somebody's trying to say an M4 small weapon fire or something like that. I'm like, no, like me, that smoke coming out of it, either black powder or something else.
So is he supposed to be in DC right now or in?
No.
I don't know either. I don't know where he did that speech. I think that was today.
One person said to me, it sounded like a cannon.
After. Of course, it's got an ad first.
What is the red line for the United States and NATO? Have you directed the Pentagon and other agencies to game out what a response would be if you did use a tactical nuclear weapon, or if you bombed the Zaporizhia nuclear power plant in Ukraine, or anything along those lines?
There's been discussions on that, but I'm not going to do that. They're responsible leaders to talk about what we would or wouldn't do.
Have you asked the Pentagon to game it out, though? I mean, just in case?
The Pentagon didn't have to be asked.
So French President Macron told me that he doesn't think that Putin is acting rational. And he says that he thinks a lot of this is because of how isolated Putin was for 2 years during the pandemic. And others who have dealt with him, Condi Rice and Bob Gates and James Clapper, have used words like erratic and unhinged to describe Putin's behavior today. Do you think that Putin is a rational actor?
I think he is a rational actor who miscalculated his future. Yeah, I think he thought, you may recall, I pointed out that they were going to invade. All those 100,000 American troops there, no one believed that he was going to invade Ukraine. Listen to what he said. Listen to the speech he made after, when that decision was being made. He talked about the whole idea of he needed to be the leader of Russia, behind it all, what Russians think. I mean, I just think it's irrational.
So if he's not rational and
No. That's on CNN. I don't want to hear it. I can't believe he said the Pentagon doesn't have to be asked.
Like he's got control of everything.
Oh, that's cool. Piss off. I am so glad y'all are enjoying the night. Cartoon, would that be like a drone?
Yeah, I've heard a lot of them government buildings got certain weaponized systems on top of them.
Well, I know I remember a year or two ago, they were showing one of the buildings in DC. It was, I can't remember what building it was. It was a red building. And they were talking about toppers and stuff landing on top of it. It was right on the corner. It's been like 2 years ago that I saw that. So I can't remember the details, but it seemed odd at the time. I don't know if it's still cloudy outside to see the full moon tonight. It was too cloudy last night. The first night it was nice and bright. Oh, wow. Are you watching the chat, Chuck?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hold on, I got a phone call.
Okay. Probably is what we're talking about. I'm gonna play y'all another song. Country Homesteading. Good to see you back again. Okay, this one might get me taken down, but we'll see what happens. If it does, we'll see you tomorrow night. I don't know if y'all have heard this, but this was the first time I heard it.
There's a storm on the rise, it's coming for our freedom. Disguised in the lies, the powers of the dark. Secrets so deep, laid out like Hollywood movies. But it's time, hold the line. On your mark, get set, start. Where we go one, we go all. United, we're gonna rise to the call. We'll fight it, love on our side. Together we'll stand till they fall. Where we go one, we go all. You can't hide the truth when you shine the light on darkness. Stories unfold like fairy tales come true. Liberty cries, now is the time for great awakening. Bang our gong, sing our song, it's up to me and you. Where we go one, we go all. United, we're gonna rise to the call. We'll fight it, love on our side. Together we'll stand till they fall. Where we go one, we go all. Day from night, dark to light, fight the fight. Day from night, dark to light, fight the fight. Where we go one, we go all. United, we're gonna rise to the call. We'll fight it, love on our side. Together we'll stand till they fall. Where we go one, we go. Where we go one, we go all. United, we're gonna rise to the call. We'll fight it, love on our side. Together we'll stand till they fall. Where we go one, we go. Where we go one, we go all. United, we're gonna rise to the call. We'll fight it, love on our side. Together we'll stand till they fall. Where we go one, we go all.
Oh, multiple tornadoes in DC tomorrow. Did they take me down? Am I still here? 10, 11, 12. Oh, okay. Still here. Well, Joyful, I'd be asking that neighbor, what was that? All right, y'all. I'm going to say a prayer for everybody and we'll go ahead and close that. Well, that's true. Maybe not allowed to say anything. Heavenly Father, thank you for bringing us together tonight, giving us the fellowship, sharing our stories of life and love. And Father, I just ask you that you keep everybody safe, help us stay alert as to what's going on around us, so we can do our part too. But I just ask you to be with us and guide us in whichever direction we need to go. Let everyone have a peaceful, blessed night. In Jesus' name, amen. Yes, that is a special dog. No, Patrick Kelly, I've never heard of predicting a tornado tomorrow. That's even here, we have a tornado alley 10 miles north of me, and never have I heard that. All right, you beautiful people. Y'all have a good night. Sleep well. We got this. Yes, and have faith. Love y'all. Good night. And God bless you.